What's
Welcome
good,
to
my
the
brother?
J. Stokes
What's good?
Project,
What's good?
bro.
What's good, bro? Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here, and long time coming. Let's talk.
Yes, for real. Because like I've been keeping up with you since I want to say, because before we started this interview, we were talking earlier as far as with my history as far as keeping up with artists. I used to do my thing in Japan when it came to journalism, and I always wanted to keep up with artists, not just the mainstream, but other people that really put their all into the music, but then at the same time, they're starting out on their journey. And I've definitely wanted to get yours. So once again, I appreciate you coming in.
For sure, man. Thanks for having me.
So you've been doing a lot of work since I've been keeping up with you since 2018, but your story starts before that, so we'll start from the beginning.
Okay.
You're from Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Yes.
But you're from one of those places where if you say it, no one knows where it's at. Because there's also another area, Cameron?
Yeah,
actually?
Cameron, Louisiana, which is literally a small town on the edge of Louisiana, off the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, and also another city that's not too far from there, which is like near hip hop legendary status, is Port Arthur, Texas, which is where UGK is from.
Yep, and that is not far. Not far from. You just cross the state line, and literally you'll run into it rather soon.
So growing up there, especially when it comes to getting into music, what was it like growing up for you in Lake Charles?
Well, grew up in Cameron. My first half of my life, we was in Cameron, and then once Hurricane Rita, which hit in 2005, once that happened, that's what split my childhood. But growing up in Cameron, just super country, man. Super cultural, sports culture, black Southern culture, just that on all fronts, and also religion culture. Coming up singing in the choir, just everything you can want as far as just like being in the area and feeling safe. Cameron definitely provided those things for sure.
And that's the thing, because you just mentioned Hurricane Rita, because I remember I was in Florida at that time. That's not too long after, around the time of Katrina at that point.
Mm-hmm. The next month.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Because I remember there was like consecutive hurricanes like left and right. It was crazy. In Florida, It was just a lot of wind and rain, but definitely, of course, with Katrina, how that affected, everyone evacuating and of course with all the mess that was going on with that. How were you and your family able to deal with that at the time? Did y'all have to leave or move or anything like that?
Oh, a lot of moving. We come up evacuating a lot, but also being able to be blessed enough to like return back to your home without like hurricanes and stuff hitting your home. So in that time, it was just like, it felt like a routine thing, like, okay, it'll pass and we'll be good. So once it actually happened, man, it just was literally nowhere to go. Sleeping in high school gyms, sleeping in cars, sleeping in churches that would have you. So just not knowing where you're gonna lay your head. Sometimes you go into certain towns because FEMA is there to give you like checks and stuff like that. So it just was extremely nomadic, but attached to like trauma to some experience, because you just know that you lost everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, as a kid, you just trying to take it in and try to understand it as much as you can at that age.
Yeah, and it also kind of depends on how your parents take it. So once you see how they handle it, you kind of fall in.
Yeah, you're looking at adults, you kind of looking like, okay, I guess we're okay. They look kind of bothered, but I mean, we still going to McDonald's or going, do stuff. To some extent, we just doing it in other people's towns.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because then after of course the hurricanes passed, and then of course you have to worry about the aftermath and the cleanup, and even after it's all gone, there's still like, of course, effects to it. But then as far as when daily life as a kid, because you talk about Rita, that was in September of 2000. Yeah, it was September, right?
Yeah, 2005.
Yeah.
2005.
So that you talking about the beginning of the school year, did that affect anything as far as going to school or anything like that?
Yep. We was out of school for months.
Yeah.
Almost half of the year. So just completely just staying at hotels and not going to school while everybody else going to school, which was kind of cool. But I guess like this, when you had the experience of just going to school, like I was playing football, so I was kind of annoyed because football is happening and I ain't able to play. And back then, like my dream was to go to the NFL. So it just was like coaches would recruit me from other schools. I'm trying to force my parents to put me into other schools or whatever, and it didn't happen. So we just had to wait it out until we got the news that we was going back to school. And then, we moved to Lake Charles, stayed in like hotels for a certain amount of time, and then we stayed in like a camper for like maybe a year or two, and just was being bused to the school. But it was like school in like trailers. It wasn't like they placed some trailers in like in an open field type of vibe, and we went to school like that.
I know what you're talking about, yeah, because it's like a temporary thing. Like they have portables. I know, like my high school was kind of like that, but we were like, when are they gonna get rid of these? But
Right.
got more people coming in and everything. But you just mentioned it as far as you being a football player back in that time. Like, did you like you mentioned trying to have dreams to go to the NFL? Any like coaches that tried to like first off, what position did you play?
Receiver, and I played corner.
You know what? Because especially if you're a receiver, they definitely go. I mean, any position they're gonna be looking for, spots as far as playing college. Was that so? Definitely that was.
Yeah, receiver first. I was gonna do receiver first. That's at that time. That's all I thought about was football. Everything I done as far as like staying in shape, just even outside of football. Like I played other sports, but a lot of those sports I played just to stay in shape for football. That was always the main goal. I actually wish I would have branched into more basketball because of the way that my body type. Eventually, I ain't put on much weight, you know what I'm saying? So I probably could have been a better guard. I already had the quickness, but I didn't take basketball as serious, so I literally didn't even play like my last year.
Bro, you would have been good as a shooting guard. I can see you at the two.
For sure. I be watching these guys. I'm like, I couldn't imagine like putting all of the time that I put into football because I already had the athleticism.
Yeah.
It's just like the school culture wasn't like around it. Like they wasn't that great at basketball, and it wasn't like the school didn't support the basketball program like that. So as a kid, you just take it as just like you don't want to mess with it as much, even though I did play, but I just didn't take it serious enough.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, I mean, you got LSU that's down there. And,
Yeah.
I remember when I was playing in my college days, there was a couple of Louisiana schools that were recruiting. But yeah, you don't really think of Louisiana as a basketball
State. It's
football.
not straight football.
It's straight football.
Straight football.